Hey, it's me, MLV, back with Chapter 5 of Be With Me. This one's titled Happiness. The blonde's loud voice caused you to shrink into Eijirou in a fear reflex as you gripped into him that little bit tighter. Eijirou noticed and pulled you to the side, wrapping one arm around you and holding the other out in a stop-motion sign to the blonde. Bakugo, you need to stop being so rude. This is my best friend Yin. We gave each other these nicknames when we were little, and that's what they are. Icky and Sharky, he said proudly, pulling you into him. Bakugo just glared at the two of you, his aura radiating hostility. Finally he made a noise and shoved his hands in his pocket, marching back to his seat and plopping down. He dropped his chin in his hand grumpily and looked away. You looked up at Eijirou with admiration, and he looked down affectionately at you. You two want to get a room? The yellow-haired boy with the black lightning bolt in his fringe said cheekily. You blushed and hurriedly looked away, pushing off Eijirou. Oh, it's nothing like that. It's just I haven't seen Sharky for 11 years, you replied to the guy, holding your arms out and waving them defensively. So you're single then? The guy asked, a suggestive hint to his voice as his eyebrows cocked with curiosity. Yeah, but, want to go on a date with me? He asked. I don't even know your name. Kaminari, Denki Kaminari, the cute guy replied confidently with a wink, leaning back with his arms resting on the chair and desk behind. Bro, seriously? Leave poor Yin alone, she's only just met you, Eijirou laughed. You smiled gratefully at Eijirou, and Kaminari looked a little crestfallen, but you didn't know him, so you didn't really care too much. Oh, Sharky, what's your number? Let's exchange now so we can keep in contact, you said excitedly, pulling your phone from your pocket. You quickly punched in Sharky into your phone, and he told you his number, and then you rang it so that he had your number, and you saw him enter it as Icky. You smiled. Hey, do you have anything on this afternoon? Come home and see Mum. She would love to see you again, you squealed, bouncing up and down. That'd be awesome, he beamed. Come back to this classroom after school and we'll go together. Eijirou was gazing lovingly at you. Yin, I'm so glad we found each other again, he said softly, taking your hand and squeezing it. Me too, Sharky, me too. You smiled back at him and returned to the hand squeeze. The guy named Bakugo groaned loudly. Oh, for sake, can you knock it off? I'm feeling sick just listening to you two extras dribble on. You gave Eijirou a sympathetic look and quickly ran to the back door. Just then the bell rang, so you gave him one quick wave before taking off back to your classroom. You were floating on cloud 9. You couldn't believe that you'd found your one and only best friend again after all these years. Your mum was going to die when she saw him. She's cute, dude, Kaminari quipped to Eijirou as he ran off down the hall. Who, Yin? He replied, shocked. I don't see her in that way, bro. She's just my best friend. That's all. He rubbed the back of his head sheepishly. So you don't mind if I do a line for her then? Kaminari asked, leaning forward optimistically. Go for it, dude, Eijirou laughed. But hurt her feelings and I'll make you pay, he said, punching those last few words out with exaggerated emphasis. Okay, dude, okay, Kaminari said, holding his hands up defensively. I'll take good care of her. Don't worry. That's if she'll even date you, dunce face, Bakugo cut in. I've got my money on her having the hots for her shark boy here. He nodded his head in gesture to Eijirou. Nah, bro. She doesn't like me like that, Eijirou laughed again. We're just friends. Bakugo smirked. We'll see, shitty air. Mum, you screamed as you entered through the front door. Mum, look who I found! You pulled Eijirou in behind you by the hand and waited for your mum to make her way down the stairs. She looked at the insanely happy you, then at the spiky redhead standing a little behind you, and something in her memory triggered. She'd seen you with a boy slightly behind you once before, but that was when you were 4 years old. She studied the face of the redhead, then her jaw fell open. Sharky, she said. Hi, Miss Lynn, Eijirou said with shy excitement. Eijirou, she whispered breathlessly, running down the last few steps and making her way quickly across the floor to him, taking him in a tight embrace. Eijirou, darling, she sobbed into his shoulder. He was a little shocked and froze in place, but then let go of your hand and reached it around behind your mum and patted her on the back. It's okay, Miss Lynn. Please don't cry. You also had tears welling up in your eyes. Eijirou, your mum said, pulling back from him and wiping her eyes. Honey, I'm so sorry that your mother and I never told you or Yin that you were moving away that day. I've felt sick with guilt ever since. She started sobbing. Wait, Mum, you knew he was leaving that day? You said numbly. She looked at you and nodded sadly. I'm so sorry, sweetheart. We knew it would break your and Eijirou's heart, so we decided not to cause any extra pain. Her bottom lip quivered uncontrollably. You couldn't say anything. For some reason it just never occurred to you that this had all been planned. Eijirou having to move, that is. He stood quietly and thought for a moment. Miss Lin, it's okay. Please don't feel guilty. Yin and I have found each other again, so it's meant to be. I won't ever leave her again, he said, turning to look at you and taking your hand again. We have fan art. This is by Shukigo. I'm so sorry if I've ruined your username with my accent. This is gorgeous. I love this so much. Shuki, the artist, has done a picture here, as you can see, of Eijirou and an OC named Himari. If you also would like to send in your own fan art, by all means hit me up on Wattpad at MLB224, same as my username on YouTube. This is beautiful. Thank you much, Shuki, for sending this in. I've been so excited to showcase this. Thank you so much, everyone, for your support. I've really been enjoying reading on YouTube. Usually I'm just a faceless and voiceless author, but it's really nice to be able to add an extra dimension, so I hope that that's going well. All right, thank you again. And that's the end of Chapter 5. Stay tuned for Chapter 6.